first heard about this, what was your first reaction?
It's the weekend, and here we go again. Yeah. So a little bit about what happened. Do you want me to tell, or you don't care? You don't
I'll
care?
ask you both the same
Okay,
questions.
okay. About 9:30 last night, one of our fosters let us know that 16 puppies were abandoned at a motel at Lake Palestine. And the original was 6 to 8 weeks old. I'm not sure these are even 6 weeks. This poor baby is teeny tiny, and they are very flea infested, wormy, lethargic, ant bites, the typical for puppies that have been outside in this weather. 16 is hard for any rescue to accommodate. Everyone is full, the shelters are full, the rescues are just, everyone's overwhelmed. We have reached out and asked some of the other rescues to help us. Lone Star Transport Dogs is going to take a couple, and they're still looking for additional fosters. So if any rescues out there can help, we will be accepting applications for adoption, but obviously they're not ready to go yet. We've got to get them healthy. We just wormed them. They've got some critical care nutrition food in their bellies now. Thank you, Dr. Coaten and staff at Lindale Pet Hospital. We're just going to try to bathe them in Blue Dawn, get rid of the fleas because they're too young for any kind of flea meds. And this is where we start.
How old do you think they are? You think there's a couple of litters? Tell me a little bit more about them.
I think we're looking at probably 6 weeks old. They're pretty young. They might be a little younger. The other litter might be 7, 8 weeks old, but it does look like there's two different litters because we have two sizes. They're predominantly 5 to 9 pounds. So these are the two most compromised puppies that we have, and I just hope they both make it. We're doing everything in our power to help them, even though it's the weekend. But the wormer will get them started, and some really good pup food and water and baths.
So you're trying to get some help from other animal organizations, but is there anything that the average person can do to help you out? The average East Texan?
Yes, we need fosters desperately. We need donations, puppy food, monetary donations to keep doing this for puppy pads. We need transporters. Just message us or call us. We're on Facebook, and we have a website as well. I don't do very good at this.
Is there anything else you'd like to add specifically from your angle?
Please spay and neuter your pets. East Texas is not going to be able to get out of the situation unless you are a responsible pet owner. And we got to have some help. We're drowning. And every weekend this occurs. And holidays is the worst.
Okay, a friend of mine texted me last night about 9:30 and said that some puppies were dumped at the Lake Palestine Motor Inn and asked if I could call him. I texted him back and I said, can you send me a picture? And he sent me a picture, and I saw that there were quite a few, so I reached out, and of course Angel Paws is fantastic. If we try to save something, then they back us 100%. So I started reaching out to other people that I knew fostered, saying, hey, can you help out? Because this is huge and everybody's full. Just take a couple, anything, any kind of help, or pass this along and see if you can help us get fosters. I agreed to go take some food to them and kind of see them, assess them. And once I got there, and I saw the gray one, how critical he was, I couldn't leave them. He could barely walk. The little white one could barely walk. They were lethargic. I wasn't really sure that I would wake up and they would be alive this morning. The people at the Lake Palestine Motor Inn were fantastic. A couple of guys helped load them. They came over here, helped me, disassemble and set them up for the night. People donated money there. They, said they'd come over and help clean. They were very grateful.
So it was their understanding that somebody came by in a truck and just threw them out?
Yes, they said that they saw a black crew cab zoom through there. They heard, something crash. So they looked outside, and they had just thrown these puppies from the vehicle. They rolled the cameras back to review the tapes, and there was no license plate. The puppies were thrown. They had a wet blankets, and they said the people didn't even stop to even just set them out. They just threw them.
Tell me a little bit about, from your perspective, their position. We've got this little girl who's fallen asleep right now, but you said that you saw the gray guy, and he might not even made it through the night if you didn't talk to him last night. Or
Yes, I'm full as a foster, and most fosters are, so I was just going to drop off some food to see if they could be okay through the night. And when I took the little gray pup out, he was barely able to walk, and he just cried and he shook, and it broke my heart. He was covered in fleas. I could see all the bones in his little body, and I couldn't, as a human being, I couldn't just leave him. I couldn't. So if I had to sleep in my truck under a bridge, they were coming with me.
you were just feeding them. They're so hungry. It was heartbreaking to watch that.
Yes, yes. I opened up a can and let the little gray one eat, and he was just eating out of the can, and he was crying and shaking. It was very sad. And then I wrapped him up in a blanket, and I loved him, and he went to sleep. So I think that they know that they're safe, thank God, and they're going to be fed, and they're not going to be dumped outside anymore. And I'm grateful for the rescues who have stepped up and agreed to foster. I'm grateful for Anderson County BART for sending us worm medication. Just grateful for the people that donated and who want to foster and help. If somebody can't do any of those, you can come over and help me clean.
Mm-hmm.
I would greatly appreciate that.
That was going to be my next question. You've just been you haven't slept here. I'm assuming what's been the last 24 hours been like for you?
Yeah, no, I have not slept. I was too busy and too concerned about the pups. You know, I think we finally got them all down at 4 o'clock. I went up to the house and just cleaned a little bit. I needed to wait till 6 so that I could run to Brookshire's and get some goat's milk and try to get some good nutrients in these babies. Yes.
So you just had 13 dogs back in December, similar kind of situation, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I had the baker's dozen.
Baker's dozen, okay. So what's your message as this thing kind of keeps happening in East Texas?
It's pretty simple. Just spay and neuter your pets. It's simple. It avoids all of this. I mean, we're just normal people too, and we have to pick up your slack because you can't spay and neuter. It's just wrong. It's just wrong.